Hello, it's Refresh, and I'm here to build some Ixalan sealed decks for Magic the Gathering. I have 6 packs here. I'm going to open them, look through all the cards, and then we will see about building the deck that we can. We have a Queen's Agent, Brazen Buccaneers, Spike-tailed Ceratops, Pirate's Prize, Raptor Companion, Ancient Brontodon, Pounce, Prying Blade, Headstrong Brute, Kinjali's Collar, Rigging Runner, Wild Growth Walker, Dark Nourishment, Hostage Taker, Mountain and Treasure. We have a Legion Conquistador, Mark of the Vampire, Frenzied Raptor, Slash of Talons, Blossom Dryad, Storm Sculptor, Unfriendly Fire, Cancel, Colossal Dreadmaw, Demystify, Verdant Rebirth, Charging Monstrosaur, Lurking Chupacabra, Settle the Wreckage, a Swamp and a Treasure. Now we have a Slash of Talons, a Queen's Agent, Brazen Buccaneers, Looming Altasaur, Blossom Dryad, Depths of Desire, River Herald's Boon, Pious Interdiction, Crushing Canopy, Unfriendly Fire, Belligerent Brontodon, Lightning Rig Crew, Marauding Looter, Deadeye Tracker, an Island and an Illusion. A Desperate Castaways, Fire Shrine Keeper, Skyblade of the Legion, Skittering Heartstopper, One with the Wind, Crash the Ramparts, Water Trap Weaver, Duress, Thrash of Raptors, Dive Down, Makeshift Munitions, Deadeye Quartermaster, Drover the Mighty, Overflowing Insight, an Island and a Vampire. Now we have a Legion Conquistador, a Mark of the Vampire, a Frenzied Raptor, Commune with Dinosaurs, Storm Sculptor, Kinjali's Collar, Stormfleet Pyromancer, Spreading Rot, Raptor Companion, Cobbled Wings, Rallying Roar, Perilous Voyage, Bright Reprisal, Vance's Blasting Cannons, a Flip Card Marker, and a Treasure Token. And the final pack, there's Angrath on it. Starts with Looming Altasaur, a Queen's Bay Soldier, a Fireshine Keeper, a Pterodon Knight, a Deeproot Warrior, a Shorekeeper, a Jade Guardian, a Contract Killing, a Hijack, a Water Trap Weaver, a Wild Growth Walker, a Fiery Cannonade, an Imperial Aerosaur, a Emperor's Vanguard, a Swamp, and a Vampire Token. Alright, let's ignore the tokens and the lands and see what we have here. Alright, color evaluation. Let's take a look at white. We have a flyer, it's not bad. A potential flyer, not bad. A Looming Altasaur is kind of defensive, not especially good. This is removal. This is a weak trick. We have a OK aggro creature, a ramp card, which only works if you're ramping. We have a Legion Conquistador, and there's one other Legion Conquistador. 2 Legion Conquistadors, probably not good enough. Skybladed Legion is an okay defensive flyer. Pious Interdiction is removal. Looming Altasaur is again a bit slow. Slash of Talons is removal. Settle the Wreckage is a board wipe. It's pretty good. Demystify is sideboard. Another Slash of Talons. Another Kinjali's Collar. And another Raptor Companion. So we have some good removal in white and some okay removal in white. I think Bright Reprisal, Pious Interdiction, and Settle the Wreckage is probably the strongest of the bunch. We have a few good flyers, or potential flyers, in the Pterodon Knight, and then some okay aggro creatures and some rampers. Rampers are only good if we're going to ramp, and then just some other dudes. So white looks okay, but I don't know if it can be a main color by itself. Alright, let's take a look at blue. Water Trap Weaver is okay. Shoreline Keeper is kind of a control-y card. Perilous Voyage is not bad as far as tempo goes. Storm Sculptor is not bad if you're playing a deck where you want to pick up cards, like the Water Trap Weaver. Overflowing Insight is super expensive for 7 cards. I don't know if it's worth it, or if it's any better than Shoreline Keeper. Deadeye Quartermaster, only good if you have the equipment or the vehicle. Dive Down is a defensive card. Water Trap Weaver is a decent tempo card. One with the Wind is an okay aura. Depths of Desire is probably as good as Perilous Voyage. Cancel is a bit defensive. Storm Sculptor. Pirate's Prize is card draw, which isn't bad. But overall, blue doesn't look especially strong. I think if it has some sort of synergy with another color, then we might be able to play it, but as it is, I don't think we're going to play any blue. Let's take a look at black. We have Contract Killing, which is pretty good. Queen's Base Soldier is a dude. Spetting Rot is sideboard. Mark of the Vampire is maybe. Duress is sideboard. Skittering Heartstopper is a maybe. Desperate Castaways is okay. It's okay defensive. Probably better than Queen's Base Soldier, but only if we control artifacts. So we need to find some way to make treasure or get an equipment or something. Dead-Eye Tracker is not especially good. I guess late game it can get some value, but I'm not especially impressed with it. Queen's Agent is just okay. It's kind of a weak body for its price, but Lightlink's not bad, Explorer's not bad. Lurking Chupacabra is only good if you are exploring, so if I have enough Explorer, I have 2 right now, so it would only work if I'm playing it with an Explorer-oriented deck, so I'll keep it with the Explorer cards. Mark of the Vampire is okay, Dark Nourishment is a removal, as good as Contract. Not as good as Contract Killing, but it's removal. We have another Queen's Agent. Black looks okay. I think the removal makes it feel good, but again, this one also needs some sort of synergy with another color in order to really take off, particularly with the Explorer theme. Let's take a look at red. Red's got Fiery Cannonade, which is a decent board wipe if you're not playing against pirates. You have Hijack, which is okay. Fire Shrine Keeper is kind of a really slow removal. I don't love it. Vance's Blasting Cannon is a kind of card draw, actually. And the backside is not bad either, so it's a maybe. Just for the card draw, it might be worth it. Stormfleet Pyromancer is removal on a stick. It's not bad. Frenzied Raptor is not especially good. Makeshift Munitions is not terrible if you can get treasures or have tokens. Thrasher of Raptors, not a bad aggro card. There's another Fireshine Keeper. Lightning Rig Crew is not bad if you're playing the spells deck. I mean, if you're playing the pirate deck. I don't know if I have the pirate deck here, so we'll put this towards the bottom. Unfriendly Fire is removal. That's good. Brazen Buccaneers is a moderate pirate. Not great. Charging Monster Store is the boss. It's evasive, it's big, it's threatening. You got another Unfriendly Fire here. Another Frenzied Raptor. A Rigging Runner, which is a aggressive little guy. But just a little guy, and turn 2 1-drop, which is kind of weird. Headstrong Brute, which is decent for the rate. Can't block, but getting some menace with another pirate, so not bad with other pirates. And then another Brazen Buccaneers. So red, again, has removal. It looks okay. It's probably not the best color, but it's got removal, it's got some creatures. Doesn't look terrible. Let's take a look at green. We have Emperor's Vanguard, which is okay. It has to get through to be good. But it has Explorer theme. Wild Growth Walker is an Explorer. Jade Guardian is not bad if you're playing merfolk, but it can be something that's enchanted as well, so that's not terrible. Deeproot Warriors, decent aggro creature. Community of Dinosaurs is not especially good. For us, we have Ramp in Drover, and it gets pretty strong if you control a dinosaur. We have a Trick. We have a Sideboard. We have another Trick for merfolk. We have another Ramper alongside Drover. Probably not as good as Drover. We have a weird kind of card draw saving creature thing. I don't know if that's going to be good or not. It's a weird trick. Colossal Dreadmaw is a finisher and a game ender, so that's something to work towards. Another Blossom Dryad, another Wild Growth Walker. So with a pair of Wild Growth Walkers, the Explore theme actually becomes interesting. Pounce is the closest thing to removal that this deck will have. Ancient Brontodon is pretty hard to cast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play that. And then Spike-tailed Ceratops is just a mediocre dinosaur. So, alright, green doesn't look amazing. It's got some interesting Explorer things going on, so if you mix it with other Explorers, maybe it'll be good. We have a Cobbled Wings and Prying Blade, and then let's take a look at our multicolor card. Now, Hostage Taker is amazing, but you do have to play blue to play it, and blue is one of my weaker colors, and then I also have the Marauding Looter, which again is good if you have blue, but I don't know if blue is going to be a color that we're going to play. The Belligerent Brontodon is only good if you really have creatures with high toughness, and I mean it makes the Looming Altosaurus good, but I don't know if you want to play Belligerent Brontodon just for that one card. So I think blue is out. there's just not enough going on with blue. I don't think that there's enough merfolk advantage here to really think about playing with blue as even a secondary color here. I might splash it for these two, one of these two or both of them if I'm in the right colors, but I'm not going to be playing blue. Alright, let's lay out the other colors and see what kind of decks that we can make between the other 4 reasonable colors that I have. I don't think any one of these colors feels especially strong, and so that's why I'm going to be sort of laying this all out and seeing what might work and what might not. So we'll definitely settle the wreckage if we're playing white. All of the removal will get played. You're good, you're good, you're okay, as are you two. And we might play the Kinjali's Collar, and the Rallying Roar, and the Looming Allosaurus, depending on how we match up here to mystify us out. So let's say we're playing with green. White and green are a fairly natural pairing. We get Pounce, Wild Growth Walkers, which may not make the cut, Colossal Dreadmaw, which would, Vanguard, which would. I don't think the Guardian will make the cut in this deck. The Rampers probably will, though. Maybe the Trick. Doubt that the Rival Herald's Boon will make it. Burden Rebirth is a maybe trick. Then we have the Ceratops. And I probably won't play with any of these. Alright, so this is this deck. There's obviously way too many cards. We don't really have enough in the way of Explore to really have the Wild Growth Walkers in here, so we'll take those out. The Kinjali's Collar makes the dinosaurs cost less, but we only have the Looming Altosaurus, the Imperial Aerosaur, and these two for the Kinjali's Collars to affect. And I don't know if that's really going to be enough, so I think Kinjali's Collar would be out in this deck. I would also take out the Looming Altosaurs, because they don't really do much to win the game. They're just walls, basically. Then we're getting closer here. This is kind of an aggressive deck. I think the Skyblade might be a bit slow, so we're trying to aim to be aggressive, but also kind of ramp. I think the Conquistadors are not especially amazing. 2 2s for 3 will probably not win you games. So then we just have Rampers on the 3-drop spot. And I don't think there are enough dinosaurs to really make the Pterodon Knight work. And so now we're looking at a deck that's just coming to pieces here. So I think white and green, even with Mr. Belligerent Brontodon at the 7-drop spot, is not going to make it. So, alright, we'll take green out. We'll see how white looks with other colors now. So we don't really have much in the way of vampire, so I'm not even going to bother looking at white and black. I don't think there's much going on in terms of synergy there. Instead, let's look at white and red, because there are dinosaurs in red. And maybe with red, white will turn out to be a better deck. Alright, so we have some more removal here. Some widespread removal. I don't know if I would keep that though. We have removal on a stick, we have a charging Monstrosaur, we have card draw, we have ways of sacrificing things. More pirates, more dinosaurs, aggressive creature. Now we're getting into the territory of cards that I probably would not play. I probably would not play any of these. I don't have enough in the way of pirates to run the Lightning Crew. So let's see. What would I take out of this? The Looming Altosaurus again would not make the cut. Pterodon Knight would trigger off of some of these cards. We actually don't have that many dinosaurs, and I don't think I'd play the Frenzied Raptors just to make dinosaurs happen. So that would be out, which means the Pterodon Knight is out. And then this is only especially good if we have other dinosaurs, and again we don't, so that's out. And then Jolly's Collars are no good. Riggy Runner's not especially good by itself, and this deck has also fallen apart here. So red and white are out, white and green are out, and white and black is out. So I think white is out, despite the fact that it has some really good cards like Settle the Wreckage and Pious Interdiction in terms of removal. There's not a lot that's really carrying white into the space that we want it to be in for a winning spot, even though it has good removal. So we're going to call white as not being good enough and remove it. And now let's take a look at the options between the remaining 3 colors. So let's see if we can get some sort of red and black mix going. Contract Killing is good, Dark Nourishment is good. These are some expensive removal spells. We have some game slowers, some means of Mark of the Vampire, which could be good. Lurking Chupacabra is okay. Deadeye Tracker is okay. We have Queen's Agents, Desperate Castaways, Queen's Base Soldier. Dress and Spreading Rot is probably not going to get played. Let's see, we have Charging Monstrosaur, which is good. That's decent. We actually don't have much in the way of pirates. We have two pirates in black. We have a pair of Brazen Buccaneers, a Headstrong Brute. Makeshift Munitions is not especially good right now. This is not especially good because of the lack of pirates. Advanced Blasting Cannon is alright. We have more removal in the 5-drop slot, which is kind of slow. And then there's not enough dinosaurs for any of these dinosaur spells to work. This seems like a pretty thin deck that is sort of reliant on the removal to sort of get through. I don't know if there's any threat that's big enough to really make it worth playing though. So let's say that black and red is out. And it's possible that we might consider bringing something back in later, but let's say that it's out. It doesn't look very strong. Let's see what black and green looks like. I guess if we played black and red, we could also get the Marauding Looter and the Hostage Taker in the mix, but the 4-drop slot was pretty heavy. Black and green gets some Verdant Rebirth and Pounce, which are not great, but what can you do? We have some Rampers, Aggro, big guys, more Rampers, Explorer guys, and then some really big guys. So black and green has a small Explorer sub-theme in these two, plus the Queen's Agents at the top and the Emperor's Vanguard, but it doesn't really seem like it's an especially strong color pairing as well. I mean, we're ramping into, what, Colossal Dreadmaw? That's a way of getting there, I guess. What if we make green the base and then splash red and black for some exploring? Because red did have some decent exploring, and see if we can make that into a deck. So what would we not want? Well, we don't have a way to protect our creatures, so Mark of the Vampire is probably a 2-for-1 in the making. Rigging Runner is probably too slow. Headstrong Brute is a decent 3. Brazen Buccaneers are our explorers, so those are good. But we need to get there somehow. I guess Mark of the Vampire plus Jade Guardian is not a bad combo, but I don't think I'd want 2 of them. Makeshift Munitions, throwing away our own creatures or artifacts when we don't really generate much in the way of treasure is probably not worth it. Stormfleet Pyromancer might be worth it. Charging Monstrosaur is definitely worth it. Fire Cannonade is probably too self-defeating, but I'll have to consider it. Advanced Blasting Cannon is good draw, card draw, so it's something to consider. We have one Friendly Fires for ways of winning. And with green in the mix, I think there might possibly be enough dinosaurs. Probably not for Thrashing Raptor. We have only dinosaurs at the top end. So this is sort of what we're looking at if we're doing black, red, green. And let's say that our black is a splash, right, for a few cards. It looks like almost red and green is probably the strongest mix here, because we don't really need either of these guys. Those hold down the bottom pretty well. Deadeye Tracker is not bad for black in terms of late game exploring, repeatable exploring. Skittering Heartstopper can hold the ground. And then Contract Killing is probably not going to make the cut because it's a double black, and we don't really have much in the way of treasure generation here. Queen's Agent could hold the back, and so this kind of looks like something resembling a deck here. So let's see how we can shrink the deck size down here. We have 6, 11, 14, 18, 20 there, and 9 here. So there's 29 cards. We need to cut 6 cards to make this a viable deck. We probably have too many creatures. I think if we're going to look at making this a sort of explore-focused rampy deck, because we do have a bit in the fatty fats, we want to keep the Blossom Dryads. I think the Headstrong Brute can probably go. Fire Cannonade is probably too self-defeating in terms of getting rid of my small guys. And so we're really just a green deck that's flashing black and red, maybe, for the top end here. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 explorers. But ramp will help us to get to Queen's Agent and Colossal Dreadmaw. This is removal. These are all removal. Mark of the Vampire works with Jade Guardian. I don't know if that's worth it, but we'll look at it. I think we'd get rid of the Spike-tailed Ceratops. Maybe one of the Queen's Agents. I feel like there's probably too many 6-drops. And we have 9, 10, 11, 15, 17, plus 8. So I'd need to cut 2 more cards for this to work. And again, the 3-color thing is kind of tough, but it might, I think it's still a better deck. Although, I think there might be enough here for just a red-green dino ramp. And just cutting black altogether to make the mana work out better. So let's say we cut black. And then what do we have here? Could probably put this back in. Thrasher-raptors would work better with this group because there are dinosaurs here. Maybe Headstrong Brute to hold the ground. Then we have 7, 12, 16, 22. One more card would make the cut. I might add another Frenzied Raptor to increase the dino count. I think Ancient Brontodon is hard because we don't have, I guess we have Drover and 2 Blossom Dryads as our ramp. That could be enough to get Ancient Brontodon in the mix. Or we can put a Cobbled Wings in. Then we have some okay sideboard cards here. In fact, the Headstrong Brute, because we don't have extra pirates, might not actually be as good as the Frenzied Raptor, which is vulnerable, but adds the dinosaur count to pump up the Drover, the Mighty, to give the Thrasher Raptors a bit more pump, and also the Charging Monstersaur. There's not a ton of Explorer here, because I pretty much ditched all the Explorer cards, except for Emperor's Vanguard and these 2 Brazen Buccaneers, but this might actually be what works. Well, minus the Ancient Brontodon. I don't know. Getting up to 8 mana for a 9/9 it's probably unlikely. Let's see what we have here. 8, 13, plus 4, 17, plus 6. That looks like a deck. So let's now see how much we need in terms of lands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 red cards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 green symbols. So we just need slightly more green than red, especially with all this at the bottom, and that should be a deck. Let me go grab some forests and mountains. So now we have 9 forests and 8 mountains, and I believe this is the deck. We have some potential sideboard options. Get flying if we need it. I don't really like Prying Blade that much, but we have other options here. And I will sleeve this up, and then I'll be back for a building of this one's partner deck. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below of this build, and if you thought that there was a better build that I could have done. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and this is Refresh. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.